Hello, this is Vulturefire, and today's run is going to be another zero mana run because I've just been enjoying playing zero mana lists as a sort of challenge with the current patch. I did one run with Mirley already with a zero mana list, but I wasn't fully happy with how I had it designed, so I'm going to make some slight changes to it before I actually run this. So, one of the things that I do think I want is somebody to get sturdy so that when we take longer fights, we have somebody to get that going. And then I think I probably want like one Void Visions. So overall, we have the same general setup as I've had in some of these other zero cost runs where we have like the Moonlit Reveries and the Meditates. The preparations I'm not sure about. The upside of the preparations is that it does do words. It does give us a third way to get into hidden. But the downside is that it is very, very expensive, and obviously we don't have much extra mana to play with, which makes that kind of a big ask. I'm not sure what my replacement is going to be. I consider doing Bide Time, but I don't know that I can get enough pieces of like a discard deck in here to justify it. I'm also considering just running something like Backstab, because that would just give me, because I've got a feint here, and so if we have another strike, that's another way to get that evasion off of feint. I only have the Void Visions for discard, but I could take the Bide, but the Bide Time can draw cards as well once we are hidden. So our main way to get into hidden is Covert Strike, which is conveniently only 1 mana. Obviously we want our deck to be very cheap since we are planning on not having any mana cards in the entire run. Aether Blast, we're going to upgrade and then it's going to be great. Meditate is mana boosted growth. Moonlit Reverie is growth. For the rest of the card pool, we have Renewing Ray. Assassinate is kind of there just because it's there. It's not the most amazing thing for this deck, but it's far from bad. Arcane Spell Bomb, same deal. It's just like, this is a card we can run. I don't think we're leaning far enough into whatever strategy, into the discard strategy for Benevolent Idol to be worthwhile, but it may be better than Arcane Spellbomb. Assassinate's pretty okay. Demonic Power's good. You have Killer Instinct, Mystical Plume, just solid cards. One with Shadow is just amazing. Even upgraded, it costs like 3 mana, but that's totally fine. Peace of Mind and Sanctity, similarly, are just value cards. And then outside of the epics, we have Hunt, Surprise Attack, Battle Ready. These are all just solid zero cost cards. I maybe should put in the Arcane Bolt, but I don't know for certain if I like that. I don't think I do. Last Resort is probably actually fine. We have Sharpened Senses, Noxious Blend, Mental Growth. Mental Growth is pretty important because that is a great way to supercharge our growth production. Mind Over Body is actually probably okay. I don't know what I would cut for it, but it would probably be fine. And it would give us just more ability to take long fights out. We make it the Spirit Swarm. It's we'll look at the preparations. I just do not. From the last run, like the amount of mana that it costs is just pretty obnoxious. Source of Secretion is probably fine. Anyway, so that's just all of our cards. Let's go to the market, get an extra card to start with, get some extra ether. We don't need more max mana because we've got growth. Get an extra rest, and here we go. This is going to be a very, very slow Mirley run because we just have very slow damage. These are all solid options. I like having the guaranteed extra evasion from Sharpened Senses, especially if we end up going up against like Lore Blossoms. Bag of Tools is always good. See, who is our boss? It is Thornberry. That's kind of obnoxious, but we can manage. I think we would probably take Shocking Grasp here. We've got a choice here, like these double elites. These elites are pretty annoying, but Icy Cure would be a solid card to just have. It would help us. That would let us power Demonic Power, and having some way to afford Demonic Power is very, very good for us. I think I'll probably start here. It's just a question whether I want to go for the extra event or for the elite fight. I think I'd probably go the elite fight because I like Relentless Assault enough. But yeah, the Aether Blast is not very good until we get that upgrade for it. Pitch that. We don't need both of these. Let's get hidden. Let's actually just assume that we're fine on evasions, because we don't really need to evade these hits. Because if we just take both of them, it would have been fine. Okay. This finishes the kill on this. Yeah, we can do that. Yeah, we just... So the downside of not playing Meditate there is that then our mana here is real sketch. We can get a detonation here, and that is net plus 1 mana. And then we can just get lethal. Alright. Both of these are very good. I think the Noxious Blend is slightly better. Go here and see what we find. We can take the elite fight, or we can just like hope that we get... This has a chance at an upgrade. Okay, we didn't get the upgrade. Maybe should have taken the elite fight there, because that would have given us another shot at serrated Relentless Assault. That's the name of it, from the serrated warbot. So the reason I might not take Shieldbot here is that we have Peace of Mind in the pool, but I think Shieldbot's still probably worth it. Strong Tia only works if we find specifically like Power Surge, and it doesn't do that much with Power Surge. Okay. So conveniently, this is that lineup. These two do line up well together. Let's pitch that and pitch. I don't know that we're going to get to the Darkstone, but we're going to try, dang it. And I think if we're going to try and get to Darkstone, we have to do this. I don't think we're going to get to Darkstone. Yeah, we're going to get close, but not quite there. Okay, unfortunately, we are going to be bleeding now, and there's nothing we can do about that. But we can set up a decent amount of evasion here. And we also want to do that. Hey, doing good on the evades. Pop. Thinking through how I do this, because I really want to play that to get up the extra mana next turn. But I want to play both of these as well. Okay. So now we are so close to this kill. Give us evades. Okay, we didn't. We only evaded one of them. That's fine. We heal back 4 at the end of the fight. So you're dead, functionally. We want to play these two, I think. That doesn't do anything for us this turn. Bonk. We get to evade. Yeah, 3 of those were guaranteed, and then that made it very, very likely that that was going to work out. Alright, so let's get Meditate. Alright, we do actually have Purity because the level 10 passive gives us Purity, which means that we aren't going to have to worry about getting bleeding here. Not that's going to matter because we just won. Goodbye. So yeah, very much a slower run for this character, but do I need a second Sharpened Senses? I don't know that I do. I'd rather have the Hunt, and then that lets me cut the Hone, I think. I'm going to start by upgrading the Aether Blast, although Hunt can be a little bit tricky for us to actually play because we do relatively low damage. But we did get that upgrade, so that justifies taking that fight. Unfortunately, this is not the upgraded one. Let's see what we find. This is probably not something I should have bothered doing. Okay. Should not have bothered playing that Phase Grace. Although it does give us the extra card this turn, so I guess it's fine. Yeah, getting, you can see though that like, when we're only getting 2 mana a turn is obviously much harder. Ah, you jerks. The fact that we're weak here means that we can't get out, we can't get value out of this Aether Blast, which is crushing. But we can get this evasion. Although that was probably a poor choice. because there was a chance that that would mean that that increases. Because we had that extra arcane, this had a chance of triggering detonation on us, which probably would have been worse than just taking the damage here. But it ended up being fine. Alright, we can kill you. We're just going to get more sturdy. Okay, this time we can actually do that for value. Okay, and you're just going to die to the little bit of poison. Let's get the evasions and then just freeze ourselves. Alright, more growth. So now we get 5 mana a turn, as long as we have the mana boost going. In my other game, I had... The first thing I got was the extra card reward for mental growth, and that helped so much with getting sequencing working properly. And I would have loved to have had that again here. Oh. Okay, this will be lethal. Might as well do that just because we can. Hey, we can just kill now with the bleed. Back to full health. Mana Vault is very good. We can't support it quite yet, but it's a good thing to have. And then Cursed Apple is a card draw trinket, and those are just always excellent. Okay, this is not useful to us yet. I don't know why I popped that immediately. Suppose it's good discard fodder for this. I don't think Darkstone is happening. I don't think we need Hone right now. We absolutely want to be hidden. And I think we want to set that up because I can't remember if this thing applies weak. And obviously we have established that we really want to be able to use that other thing if we can get it. Okay, we do not want to draw into the meditate here because it's very important to us that we are able to actually meditate for the mana boost. We can pitch that because we don't need it. Get some shield back up. Yeah, because this poison is just really obnoxious. Yeah, so that's plus 5 mana there from the mana bolt, and that's with a relatively tame setup here. Okay. We also really want to find some cleanse at some point. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about the leech triggers. See if we can draw into something that would help. Well, not something that would help, but if we could find our feint, it would have been nice. Okay, well, that's going to end up being net negative on us. We don't take too much damage, but still. We do take damage, and that's not my favorite thing. Okay, so this is guaranteed 12. Let's pitch. We don't need that, I think. We don't need that. I know I should have I said we don't need that. We should have kept it. The, whatever that was. Okay, so now the mana bolt is even more mana. Thanks to Predator. Should have kept the feint because it's our way to get shield. Just wasn't thinking. Oh, sequenced that wrong. We have plenty of mana, so. Which is kind of funny considering. Freeze ourselves. Yeah. I am absolutely playing this fight poorly. Once we get access to an Icy Cure, that'll really help us with just managing longer fights, because just having that access to healing is so huge. Make sure we get that out. So this is pop, and that'll be lethal. Okay, so yeah, we took a pretty good amount of damage there, but Mystical Bloom is just so good. It's just so good. Aether Blast has to be the other upgrade, and I think the cut is Hone. I think Hone is our lowest value card right now by a pretty wide margin. And then, yeah, we have 2 shots at this. Our chance of getting it is very, very good. You have, you know, I've done this math before. We have like a 75% chance just off of the whatchamacallit. Okay, so we do want to find a way to get into hidden here so that we can evade that frost. There we go. I should have meditated because then that would have let me get past. Wait, how did we? Oh, because the vulnerable. That'll work. Okay. That gives 1 mana. Oh no, it got us 10 because we did get the crit. Nice. And we can pitch that to get us the purity to block this incoming frost. But yeah, without whatever, we wouldn't have been able to play that thing that gives us stuff. Okay. I think we want to freeze ourselves with the Frozen Hide. That's not doing much for us this turn. Deciding how much I care about playing this turn. I think the answer is not that much. And then we just get, because that way we end up with 18 growth, which is enough that we now end up getting 7 mana this turn once you factor in the mana boost, and that is very good for us. And we just guaranteed evade these incoming hits. And this is going to try and trip Frostbite on us, which is not going to do anything because we are not frostbitten. Sorry. Please try again next time. And we can go ahead and evade this hit and get another Wits. Because the nice thing is we're cycling slow enough that like we can pretty much always play Phase Grace and it's free. Pop. We don't need more growth right now. And we can get the kill with this. Mystical Bloom does need an upgrade at some point. Okay, and we got the Icy Cure. We also really wanted that cleanse, but I think Icy Cure is more important. Scroll of Recall is great. And Scroll of Recall is not a mana card, so it doesn't violate our rules. Okay, so Meditate will turn Aether Blast on. Although that does mean that now we don't have a way to get cleanly to 0 mana for this. And we want to get to 0 mana again so that we can evade the incoming Frostbite. See if this will actually get us... no, okay. I was hoping it was going to get us a thing. I know, very descriptive. Should have played the Mana Bolt just because it was free. Okay. Yeah, get more growth, and then we just Icy Cure. And so we freeze, but we don't care. Oh right, Icy Cure doesn't actually end the turn, only if you get frozen by, like self-frost. Like this will end the turn, but the other one won't. Just weird quirks of how the thing works. Because getting frozen and gaining enough frost to be frozen are slightly different things. They're very similar, but they're not quite the same. Okay. Fade. Get a purity, which is nice, although we're going to end up spinning that purity probably. Oh no, we're actually... might need it here in a moment. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Pop, pop. And yeah. I expected that the rest of the run is going to be about this slow, but if we can find like a sanctuary, I think that it'll be pretty safe as well. I think we probably just take this power surge. It makes things a little bit easier in several ways. Take the duplication tome. Is there anything we need to cut? I might be happy with what we've got right now. Keep moving. Yeah, the Shark Grasp would have helped us speed up, but it would have been way less safe than having the whatchamacallit. Okay. See what we can find. We can evade that, so we don't really care if we end up taking damage here. I might just copy this for the extra mana boost and growth. Although, ideally, I would like to have found that other thing. Oh, we need to play this because we're not actually in hidden yet. What are we going to copy? I don't think it's the Mana Bolt. I think the Frozen Eye is actually a reasonable copy, just because lets me do some stuff. We get to guarantee that evade, and then we just get to freeze ourselves. And conveniently, we are so good we can evade while frozen. Okay. I think we just go ahead and pop you. Freeze ourselves. Yeah, just having this extra, being able to stack sturdy is absolutely making this a lot safer. Let's do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that. The bleed is very annoying. Okay, that's gonna kill you. Which makes life a little bit easier for us. I should have done that first so we could have gotten the extra point of shield. Yeah, but like when we fail to evade everything, having shield is nice. We actually would probably take the reflect shield from this boss, which is kind of hilarious given that, you know, we aren't exactly the kind of deck that you would expect to want that. You know what, we'll just copy these two. I should have done that sooner in the turn if I was going to do it, but I think I'm going to do it later, so. Just lets me get out a couple more detonations. And then we can heal. And it's like we never took damage. We are now past the point where getting more growth actively helps us, but do we need an evasion? I might as well. Hey, like that purity. Although it doesn't mean that I'm probably not playing that this turn. Because I think the bleed turn is now. So yeah, if we can we have that purity for the bleed, which is very nice. Yeah, we don't have great scaling damage, unfortunately. We do have the mental growth, but that's very, very, very slow scaling. But it is some scale. And we don't have backline access either. So it's just going to take us a bit to get through this kill. This helps too, just because it gives frail, so it prevents some of the bleed or some of the heal. And we had a 75% chance to kill this. I just want you guys to know that. We didn't, but we had a very good chance that that was going to be lethal. Yeah, this is why I like having an actual powerful set. Like, this is why I like having demonic power would be nice, because it just like in these long fights gives us another avenue of scaling. Oh, that's not actually going to do anything for me this turn. I should have pitched this one because we can't play it before for the Mystical Bloom. Okay, so we can at least kill the boss man. So now it is down to just the little one. And so that should be much, much faster, because now Mystical Bloom is lethal just on its own. So is that actually. Okay, Demonic Power. And the Ice whatever is going to help us with that. And then Druidic Cloak is great. We actually afford to upgrade the Demonic Power, which might be worth it. But I think... So as far as high tier upgrades go, Meditate Plus is very, very good. Mystical Bloom Plus is very, very good for how it scales. Noxious Blend Plus is very, very good as well. And Demonic Power Plus. I think Mystical Bloom Plus is probably the best just because that's going to be our main fight ender for a while. Probably for the whole run. Let's see, we're fighting this jerk. This would be a solid fight ender as well. And I will also take 100 bites because that goes well with what we've got going on. I don't think either of these are that important. I would take a Mystic Ritual. We end up with so much mana at the end that we could probably afford it. Although it does make the Feint a lot worse. Okay. Do that to get our mana back. Enter hidden. Okay, we can actually just freeze everybody, which is fun. I think playing this is the most important because it's worth so much mana to us next turn. I should play this first. All right. This time we are going to play it first. We can pop off both these evasion stacks, which is nice. And that powerful. You just kill, actually. We don't even freeze. Although that does, I shouldn't have done that because now we are Arcane Leaked, which we wouldn't have been if I hadn't. This is actually worth it because even though we are Arcane Leaked, that means that we won't get got by this. And then gonna play that so we can have the extra growth. Yeah, getting the guaranteed evade there was nice. Okay, get some powerful. This jerk set up some evasion, which is annoying. Fortunately, we can also set up evasion, which will help stymie this. And we can pop off that. Does this mean this is lethal? Yes. Or guaranteed lethal, rather.
Yes.
This will kill, I believe. Bonk, bonk, bonk. Ends up down just a tiny amount of health. Oh, right, we can't take Burning Focus. We cannot take mana cards. I was thinking, man, we could use another mana card. Backstab speeds us up a bit. Battle Ready, though, right now is guaranteed to draw us a Covert Strike, which is nice. Because that just makes it another way to enter hidden for 1 mana, basically. Let's see what tools we have. This actually works out nicely. Play that just for the wits. We don't even get set on fire. Alright. Hey, got the crit. I think we are going to play that. Okay. Pretty bad at deciding when to duplicate here. Just go do that. I think this is lethal. Yeah. Sanctuary. That makes things a lot easier. Evade chance is great. This actually works out very nicely for us because it means that they need a lot more frost in order to actually freeze us. You know, I was a big fan of Icy Cure when I started playing, but it's been a bit since I actually got really used out of it. Just one of those cards that... I mean, the game has changed a lot since I started playing. But also, I think a lot of it is just like the decks I play is too. Don't actually need that this turn. Let's get these tools so we can get some value out of this Mystical Bloom. And I think we're actually just going to duplicate these two, because that'll give us just some crazy value here. Gives us 4 of those. It's ironic that Shrivel is currently getting us 4 growth. Don't think that really counts as a Shrivel at that point. We can even play that for value. And then we can get more explosions. So as far as cards to pick up, still in the run, I think, out of our card pool, I think Mental Growth is probably, I should have played this first because then we could have gotten whatever. So we get to be tough, here's evade, and get that kill. I don't hate having another Cleansing Shield, especially going into Ruby Dragon. I still just don't know what I would cut. It's possible I should cut the, the discard thing, because we don't super need it. I don't care about Drakes. Don't care about those. We'll take the upgrade. Okay, so Noxious Blend, Demonic Power, Meditate. Those are all our choices that I like the most. I think we're going to go with Demonic Power. Icy Cure does a very good job of letting us pay for it. We can't really take either of these usefully, but that's fine. Just because we don't have the hits for Ellie Strike. Yeah, this is going to be one of those where the fact that we don't have to, the fact that we can freeze ourselves is going to be very valuable. We can't get that much value out of this. I suppose we can do that. Yeah, that works. And then this is effectively free, even though it doesn't do anything for us. And we get Frostbitten. Okay. I think we don't play that, so that we can make sure that we don't accidentally get frozen out by Frostbite. Do not love this nonsense, although that helps. We can pop off the rune so it won't even be a concern next turn. Yeah, because this 4x4 is not going to do anything even if it hits, which, you know, it might. Not doing great at getting growth up so far this fight, but I think it'll be fine. Yeah, I should play that just to get rid of stuff. Actually, I'm totally fine tripling here. We have a lot of mana to work with, and now I have Purity, which we can use to play this. I think we want to get that evasion out. That's worth so weirdly much damage. I think we don't need that. Actually, we may not need that evasion. I say it's weird. It's not really weird. Right. And there goes both of our purity stacks, but I should have just duplitomed those. We did take quite a bit of damage, so we are still down. Still down health. I think if we copy these two, we are guaranteed to get this finish here. We probably have it anyway, but this is just safer. And obviously if we are ending the fight here, then we don't care about saving things. There we go. Fight over. Debating whether I want to... If I take this, I can cut the hunt, which has been kind of awkward. That seems reasonable. Abyss Dagger's not bad. It's better than Shadow Jerkin. We don't have that many strikes, but, you know, getting a little bit of extra value out of them would be nice. This upgrade is pretty useless. Okay, I really like Meditate Plus. And I like the idea of cutting Hunt, because it's just awkward to get out a lot. We can go event into event. Don't really need any of those. That's actually solid, because that'll work with our Aether Blasts that we're relying on for a lot of mana generation. Okay. We're going to do this first so that we can get rid of the Poison Blood. Okay. And this is one of the fights where the Sanctuary is going to come in handy. Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah, my glasses came in. Alright, the Phase Grace doesn't do anything for us. We just pop off these dorks because we can. Pitch. I think we want to get the exhaustion out of the deck. I don't love that we are currently frail. That doesn't do anything to help us with that. I know we actually take damage because of the frail. I was thinking we'd be able to avoid taking damage this fight, and that may not actually be true. I mean, it's obviously not true because we've already taken damage, but... try and get this thing down as quickly as possible. Because even if it hurts to do this, it is better than sticking around. This fight is just one of those that tends to be obnoxious. Okay, so that's that dead. I should have played this. Okay. Heal off some of that. We now have a decent amount of shield reserve. I wouldn't have taken this fight, I think, if I didn't have the Frozen Hide. need to figure out what I'm going to do with this duplicitome. This is the answer. Oh, that's not the thing I meant to play. There we go. Yeah, lost some health there, which is unfortunate, but I think we can get it back. And 100 bytes should be useful. I don't know that there's anything here I'm really wanting to cut. We're just gonna keep moving. We don't need to rest. The goal is usually to try and see if we can get to the end without needing to rest, because that's a pretty good sign. Probably shouldn't bother doing that there, but oh yeah, we can do this. Scroll recall. Should have put that up faster sooner, but alright, so now we are already up to 7 mana this turn, which makes life much easier. We would like to heal before we... Oh, yeah, that's what we can do. We heal before we demonic power. We're just going to pitch the shrivels. Cleanse off some of that fire. Yeah, I should have played the shrivel just to get that 18th point of growth. We don't have any proper purity generation, which is a bit unfortunate. We do have... The evasion generation is very nice for dealing with incoming damage. Okay, yeah, you can see like we're getting a lot of damage at this point from 100 bytes just from... we're gonna do that. It's gonna cause the summon to happen. And then 100 bytes will at least get us access to that. And then now we take possibly a lot of damage. It's fine. Okay, we got pretty lucky there. Okay, we just got incredibly lucky there. We do have 60% evade chance, but that's still very good, even considering that. Work on killing this one. I don't think we need to play the IC Cure this turn. I would rather spend that, I think, on blocking that. Played that, because then I could have gotten the second detonation. Alright. Incoming damage time. But we can just evade it. Okay, we're actually going to spend our purity now. And then that's lethal. Yeah, 100 bytes is very, very good as a payoff with what we're doing. One with Shadow is also incredibly good. I think that I like it more than the other thing we could get there. Hammer I like a lot. I think I like Hammer more than I like Shield Bot. And then that's got to be the upgrade, because that upgrade is so incredibly powerful. And I still don't think there's anything I want to remove, so we're just moving on. Okay, we're fighting Baelator. That makes this easier, because Baelator is going to have a much, much harder time ruining our day. Just because we just evade Baelator a lot of the time, and that'll be totally fine. I think we'll go through here. I think I want to avoid... I'd like to avoid this fight, but I don't think there's a good way to do that, so I guess we're going to take it. Or rather, there's no way to avoid it without hitting other fights that I like less. Alright, scroll recall. Get some mana back. I'm not even going to question how we got to that much, how we're getting to this high of damage off of these things. Like, I know Mirley crits are good, but it's just been kind of crazy even considering on some of these hits. It's going to be lethal if we do it twice, I think. So, go ahead and heal. Or if not lethal, it's just very, very close, so. Do that. Just assume that we'll find a way to get into hidden next turn. That'll do. Alright. Bane is actually surprisingly reasonable at this point, but I think I'd rather just have the Contemplate, although I maybe should have just taken the whatchamacallit. The Aether Blast, especially with the powerful stacking we've got. None of these are particularly great. Mask of Rage is fine-ish, but we like both of the things we have more. This is fine, but I think I like the Imbued Robe more. Okay. These guys are jerks. I bet it shouldn't be too bad. Just gonna get hidden and then go thwomp and thwomp. Alright, good luck on the evades. Because we didn't have any actual evasion stacks there. Do not love that they set up... they both set up Opportunist. It's not my favorite thing at all. Because I wanted to get this off, but I can't do that at this point. It's fine. Okay. Fortunately, the weak is counterbalanced by the fact that we have that +2 from whatever, and between the Imbued Robe and the Powerful, we were able to counteract the weak. Now is the turn to draw a card, though. Since they are not opportunists this turn. We are kind of vulnerable here. Yeah. Because we didn't have a way to protect ourselves from actually just taking damage there. I'm not going to play that Demonic Power. Because I am planning to play this so I can just heal. There's no point in ending this fight right now. If I can just get a little more health out first. Not going to bother healing all the way back to full, but I really like having the ability to safely play Demonic Power at the start of next fight if I want to. Mind over Body takes us even further down this road towards defensiveness, so I guess that's what we're doing. And that just gives us another way to get sturdy, which is very nice. But yeah, like here, I like being able to go Demonic Power. And go ahead and pop you for value. Okay, so we are going to get debuffed here, and that includes Curse, which is annoying, but we can manage. Let's get mana back. Should have done that first, because I could have. That'll give us plenty of mana back. Nice. I don't think we're going to play whatever we draw here. Now we're just going to play the Sanctuary. There's an argument to be made there for playing the Moonlit Reverie, but I stand by my decision. Right, we're already mighty, so we don't have to do this right now. Although it does draw us the 100 bites, so we may as well. Alright. Getting some very, very untreasurous treasures. Unbounteous. Pop and pop. Right, we'll give you some health back, that's fine. Guaranteed to evade both of these. And now just any damaging card to win. Okay, turn to gunk is great. Love it. Fight them off. I shouldn't have bothered. I'm fine with giving up the hammer, I think, because I keep forgetting to even use it. Right, I like this. Gets me a lot of damage out. Unfortunately, I couldn't play that or I would have lost hidden, which I didn't want to do, obviously. Although now, it's a little bit awkward, but I can get mighty. We want to play that last so we can get into, or not last, because the last thing we're going to play is Icy here, but I'm going to get back into hidden and then freeze. Still, not a bad turn. Yeah, the Mind Over Body is a little bit dependent on Moonlit Reverie right now, although that also works. Oh, and the Phase Grace also gives us wits. Sure, get some more stuff going. Alright, we get cursed slightly, but it's fine. We don't need to go too heavy into curse management because we are fighting Bay later. Which is obviously the much easier of the bosses for this sort of thing. Okay, go bonk. Chance we take damage here. We did just a little bit, but I think actually I'm fine transforming that. We don't heal back all of it because we were frail, but I should have duplitomed. I don't want to play that. But we don't have guaranteed evasion right now, which we would need in order to get this kill locked up. Which is going to go up to 24 out of 25. I could have used the apple. Do we want any of this? I don't think we need any of it, but we'll take the Fatal Strike for now. This is definitely better than Hammer. Just because, again, I keep forgetting that we have Hammer. Just going to dodge that fight. And then I think we'll probably just go up right side. Because that will let us. I said that we couldn't avoid this fight, but we totally can. Just go up right side. We still get one event. We still get the Bay Later Hatchling. Fortunately, we can't really take either of these boss cards because we are absolutely not winning fast enough to use Gamble. And we can't use that other one for other reasons. Let's do that. Do we pitch everything except for the Mana Bolt? I think so. Looking for a way to get into hidden. It's not the most important thing right this moment, but it would be nice. There we go. We have a way to get into hidden. Right, and that still costs us functionally 1 mana. But now we have lots of mana. It's going to get tough up. Although obviously we would have liked to have had access to whatever this turn. Let's actually do this. Because we found another way into our hidden, which is important because that lets us actually use the turn to gunk here. Just turn the Void Visions to gunk. Bite. And then we get enough shield that we don't get hit by we don't take damage from the curse. Everything is gold. I'm just gonna do this. Just gonna get really greedy. It's gonna be fun. Got greedy, weren't punished. It's fine. Okay, we were kind of punished there. Just got really unlucky on those evades. But yeah. We just win. Okay. Peace of mind is great. Although we don't really need it for the fights we're going into. I don't really need any of that. I think I'm probably going to cut the Fatal Strike. I think that's our weakest card. 100 bites goes to 6 hits, which is probably what we want. Because it's some pretty devastating hits. And I don't think we need Fatal Strike because we have other stuff. Okay. Okay. Thinking. Need to make sure that gets out. Although we're going to do it after we finish doing this, so we can get back into hidden. And we get a bunch of evades. So we are only, there's only one of these that could have hit us, and it would have needed us to fail 4 60% rolls. So that seemed pretty unlikely. Sure. Let's just play that safely, although I don't know that we care. The more important thing is it gives us wits. Okay, we're just going to fail a bunch of 60% rolls this time. That's fine. Kind of would like some way to take less damage here. Not going to happen. Okay. I didn't realize how low we were on growth. I should have upgraded the Moonlit Reverie at some point. I can't neglect that growth. I mean, you can. It's just, it can come back to bite you. And then sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes you're fine. Mystical Bloom helps a lot with shoring up that growth problem. We still have our free attack. This will freeze us, but it'll go straight into the Purity, and then we could take this, but we don't care. I mean, we could have gotten hit there, but we were totally fine to take damage. And we just clean up that kill. Okay. Ravenous Intent is just kind of nice extra insurance. I think the upgrade here is the Noxious Blend. I think that's more important than the Moonlit Reverie, just because this gives us extra turns of all of the relevant debuffs, which is nice. Oh, right, that was the reason I would go left, is so I could get the second Bale later fight. I don't think we care enough about that. Popping off the evasion there is fun. Let's get hidden. Let's get powerful. And then let's see what these are, because we've got a lot of extra mana here, so we just do that. Pick up some buffs from evading, which is another way for us to get wits, technically. It's just, there's like 6 buffs we can get from the level 10 passive, so chances of getting any single buff is relatively low. Let's just go and do this. Don't need that. I don't think we need that. Goodbye. Okay. We don't actually need to evade this turn, so. Which gets us so close to that kill. I should have just duplitoned, we would have had the kill, but it's fine. Anything wins. Actually counts as anything. Covert Strike is a damage dealing card. This is actually pretty solid. None of this really matters. This helps in the Bayonator fight as a safety net, but I don't think we need it. Actually, we keep having well, turn 1 is our most dangerous turn, and Scroll of Recall helps on turn 1. Alright, this fight's going to be a pain in the butt because we have to deal with another one of these guys, but I think our deck is stronger now than it was when we fought the last one. See what we can find with this. Alright, give us guaranteed crits against this once we get hidden. Doomp, doomp, and doomp. Okay, now we're hidden. So now we get guaranteed crits on this to work. Oh, I should have done this first. Get out vulnerable. Get mighty. So close to just killing out right there, but so we are lightly poisoned, but I think it was worth it. Yeah, we could take damage here, and we are going to take some damage here. But taking out the stupid poison golem turn 1, I think was absolutely a worthwhile trade-off. Let's heal back so we can afford to play demonic power, I think. We've got to play one of these first. Then we can play these two. And then we can play that. Okay. Take some more damage here, possibly. But this is, I think, our last fight before... Yeah, we actually took 1 damage. Or 2 damage. That's actually going to count against our health. This is our last fight before Bayonator, so... Not really a big deal. Sure. That just goes into that evasion. I think we're going to turn the Sharpened Senses to Gunk. I should have done this sooner. Or should have sequenced things differently so that I could have gotten those copies out. I just didn't figure out where my whole turn was going until way too late. Which I know is a huge surprise. Unfortunately, I don't have a good way. I would have loved to have gotten 100 bites there because it would have bitten through the evasion. But we still have lethal. And we end at full health anyway, so. Mental growth just helps smooth things out a little bit. Oh, right, we still have the event. I'm not convinced that I have the conditions for... Because I tried to take this option in my last one, I just somehow didn't have the conditions, and so I don't want to do that fight. If I don't have to. What cards can we cut? I'm trying to think what cards we have in here that are like purely for AoE reasons. The answer might be none of them. We might... Oh, because yeah, like 100 bites we still kind of want here. I don't think there's anything here that we really want to make it go away. We'll just take energy for artifact. This is probably... I don't think any of this is super useful. None of that's amazing either. Normally this would be great, but we already have other card draw things. And it might be better than recall. It's an extra card, 1 less mana, but you can use it anytime. Wits buff going in is nice. This, I don't think we care about. I guess it's easier to use than die. Just getting all the card draw trinkets this time. Take more energy. We could have also taken max health, which makes a lot of sense in some ways, just because we have solid items. Yeah, we have a full loadout. And, like, the only thing that kills us is that we just get beaten up somehow. Just like we fail to we just get some really abysmal turns and we just get hit a bunch of times. And so having extra max health means that we are safe from that outcome. Okay, so the nice thing here is that's going to just immediately eat all of that purity. You weren't using that purity, were you, Bayonator? Okay, do that for the mana. And we get 1 evasion here. See what else we can get. Should have done that first, but whatever. So we might end up taking damage here. Hey, we got very lucky. We didn't even use up our temporary evasion. Alright, Haunted Flask I like using once we've got 100 bites up. Yeah, we just get those huge chunky hits. Even if we get hit here, it's for nothing basically. And we didn't even get hit. Fight's basically over. Like, Baylor had those couple turns that it could have threatened us, and it didn't take that opportunity. And to paraphrase, if you come at the queen, you best not miss. And Baylor missed. Hey, back-to-back nice hits. Oh, no, because this one took us out of hidden. But we actually got there. We rolled the crit. Back-to-back nice hits. Gets us the kill. And yeah, that went even better. I think there were only like 1 or 2 fights that we came out with less health than we went in. And yeah, once we picked up like the, whatchamacallit, the IC cure, that did so much to help clean things up. So yeah, that is it for this run. And I will see you guys for whatever my next video ends up being. Until then, toodles.